Jordan 1 Lost and Found preview. Hey everybody, I'm Actors, and welcome back to the only channel on YouTube that covers in-depth videos of cars and streetwear. And today I am going to preview what I like to think is probably the sneaker of the year. The Jordan 1 Lost and Found. It's certainly the one that is being talked about the most. And currently I've actually seen some on feet, so that means a lot of people are overspending just to get this shoe early. So let's talk about it. Before we get more into it, be sure to like and share for that YouTube algorithm, as well as subscribe. Any support would just be awesome. Now let's get into it. So why are these shoes special? Well, if you're new to the sneaker culture, the Jordan 1 Lost and Found is based off the Jordan 1 Chicago, which was one of the original Jordan colorways released back in 1985. These shoes have been released over and over again, and now we're getting another variant released this year, 2022. So not only is it one of the most iconic sneakers of all time, it's also one of the better looking Jordans of all time. Here's a version of the Jordan 1 Chicago's called the Origin Stories. Now you may argue that this is not really a true Chicago, but I would argue neither is these Lost and Founds, but we'll get into more of that later. But yeah, something about that white, that red, the black, that all comes together. So clean, man. So when are these sneakers releasing? November 19th with the retail price of $180. Yet another price increase for the Jordans. It sucks because these shoes were about 60 bucks back then, released in 1985, and now they're about triple that. Now, what does this shoe really mean for the sneaker culture, man? It's very, very scary. Because on one hand, this is a hype shoe. Everybody wants the shoe. On the other hand, the shoe has a big problem. And that, my friend, is the stock numbers. Oh my god, this shoe has a lot of stock. More so than a lot of Jordan 1 releases. I actually have the numbers right here if you guys want to take a look at it. This is from Streetwear Stock Market. So these shoes are going to have 500,000 pairs plus. That is more than double than the Jordan 1 Mochas. There's certainly going to be a shit ton of these shoes for sure. So hopefully I can get a pair. You know, I've been taking a lot of L's recently, and this is one shoe that I really cannot afford to take an L on. Like, I gotta have a pair, for you guys at least. As a matter of fact, I just ordered a pair right now for you guys, so I can guarantee that I'll have the review early. Hopefully everybody who's watching this video right now and wants a pair of the shoes can cop, because there's just so much stock of this shoe. But I'll tell you something, guys, even though the stock is high, the shoe is going to be freaking fierce. It's still going to sell out within minutes. But when it sells out, what is going to be the resale price of these shoes? See, this is a very tricky one because the demand is high, but the supply is high. And the supply is high, then the demand might be lower than expectations, thus creating maybe a lower resale price. And another factor that will go into it is this is not really a true Jordan 1 Chicago release. This is like a variant. You know, this is not like what we got in 2015. This is the Jordan 1 Chicago's, and it's been toyed with a little bit. As you see in the photos, this shoe kind of has a distressed and aged look to it. You know, they yellowed out certain parts of it, and they kind of scribbled up the leather a little bit to kind of give it that wear and tear feel, because this is the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. It's supposed to feel like you thrifted this shoe. I mean, the box is mixed match, which is really dope. And they also give you a cool little receipt too from, like, you know, like a mom and pop shop, which is dope. But yeah, this is kind of like the Jordan 1 Origin Stories, you know? Yes, it does have the Chicago colors, but it has a lot of different things to it, like, you know, icy midsole and the reflective pattern, which is why a lot of people say it's not a true Chicago 1. And that might actually hurt the shoe again, because it's not a true Chicago 1. It's different, you know, and that might drive resale prices low. Another shoe I like to compare this to is like the Jordan 1 Patent Breads. Once again, that's a variant of a Jordan 1 bread. And people thought that resale price of that shoe was going to be high, but actually when it came out, it was a lot lower than expected. We were expecting like high $400 to low $500 range. It was like mid $300. So these ones, people are expecting kind of the same deal, $400 to $500 range. But I think when these things release, here's the verdict here on the resale price, low $300. You know, that's what I really think, because the stock is high and it's still not a true Jordan 1 Chicago's variant. Sure, there's still a lot of hype, and sure, it's still an amazing shoe. It's a dope variant, you know? It's one that's not hated. It's very light, these styling touches that they did. Another thing to note with this shoe is what it's actually going to do to the sneaker market itself. I think it's going to crash it a little bit, because there's been a lot of Jordan 1 releases. You know, we had like the Taxis, the Heritage, the Silvers, just a whole bunch of Jordan 1s released. And when these shoes come out, that actually might, you know, kind of dilute the market a lot, because 500,000 pairs will probably do that. So the prices of those shoes will probably come down. So yeah, I think those are kind of my thoughts on this shoe, you know? I mean, exclusive access is coming on the shoe through Finish Line. That's what I'm hearing. So make sure you guys have your notifications set for that. Make sure you guys have been getting up your flex points, your Finish Line points, so you guys can all enter the raffles and get exclusive access to these sneakers. And also just try to enter as many raffles as possible. I really don't think that this shoe is going to be really that hard to cop for everybody. Except if you're me and you just have freaking terrible luck for some reason. And yeah, I can't really think of any more thoughts I really want to share in these Lost and Founds. I mean, really dope shoe. I can't wait till I get these shoes on hand to review for you guys, man. So the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. What do you guys think is going to happen? Comment down below your opinion, like and share for that YouTube algorithm, and last but certainly not least, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.